and you're welcome to the Temple of Truth. Tonight, the T-O-T or the Tout, T-O-U-T, Temple of Undiluted, Uncomfortable Truth. Brethren, please read beyond the caption of this broadcast. Read the description of the broadcast. Like it. Share it. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. Tell all those that should be here that Mayegun today, Mayegun is live. And if you have done that already, I want to say thank you. If you haven't, please do that, okay? In 2024, right, this is the power of sharing, okay? They say there is, they say sharing is caring. In 2024, on YouTube alone, Mayegun's diary political videos were shared as 549,000 times. That's a lot. I'm grateful to you for that. Like those of you are always like a share to everywhere. Yeah. And we got 1.9 million likes on all videos, because in 2024 alone, we had over 3,500 videos uploaded, including the live broadcast as well. So play your role, play your part, share the broadcast, and then sit back, relax, enjoy the conversation, as interesting as they will be and as uncomfortable as it can be for some people. But the thing is that you have a chance with this platform to get to know a lot about what is going on in that contraption called Nigeria. The characters that are playing different roles in undermining the progress, the vision of Nigeria, their names, their tribe, their religion, what they have done, what they are doing. On Mayegun's diary political, there is always no holds bar. Always no holds bar. And then at the later part of the program, you would also have a chance to call in, add your own contribution as well, which means like you can either agree, disagree, it doesn't really matter. You have your own shot. If you have done the sharing, the liking, again, I want to say thank you. So tonight, we are starting with another lunatic, a religious lunatic from northern part of Nigeria, that a lot of people believe that he is an agent provocateur using religion. His name is Jingir. Yahaya Jingir is the same man who said that it wasn't Tinubu that removed subsidy, it was the Igbos. It was also the guy who said that it wasn't Tinubu that is making life hard for you, but take a look at the Igbo businessmen and women. It was that same, Jingiri. Now, it's always been in the news anyway, like for all the negative reasons, defending the APC, Egbe. And usually he has his own mosque, like a big mosque. He's got his own followers too, right? And he has never really missed when it comes to passing divisive rhetorics on, through his own mosque, which usually slip through to the social media, you say. A few days ago, sorry if you don't understand Hausa, okay, but I just need to play this and somebody can help me do interpretation in the comment section for our non-Hausa speakers, okay? So a few days ago, yeah, this Jingiri guy, this old man, was a friend. Was not a friend, was like a guest at the Bauchi State Government House. It was hosted by Bala Muhammad, the guy who has been battling to take control of a PDP from Wike, and it's almost like futile. So he was telling the Jingiri of what Tinubu is. Like, even though he endorsed Tinubu, but with what the people are facing in that contraption today. So Bala Muhammad was telling him that Tinubu doesn't listen to anybody but himself. And then the praise singers around him who have been telling him that he is the best thing to happen to that contraption after the invention of a sliced bread. So that Jingiri, it was now like, you have always been like speaking in his defense and all of that. And most of what you are saying, they are not fact-backed. They are lies, right? And then you are doing so using religion, deceiving the people, and at the same time trying to deflect in a way that rather than for Tinubu to take responsibility, even though you are either ignorant or you are just doing it deliberately, right? Like, instead of Tinubu to take responsibility for his own actions, you are deflecting, doesn't listen to anyone, and blah, 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 like that, right? So we'll start with that, and then what Jingiri just said 24 hours ago.
Saboda kuwa kai kana yi ne kowa naka ne, amma abin daɗin Allah ya sa har yanzu kana da rai kuma kana faɗa ana ji. Mu watakila ka ɗan ji furuce-furuce tsakaninmu da shugaban ƙasa Tinubu, da gaske ne ba ma shiri da shi, saboda 'yan uwanmu suna shan wahala, mu ma gwamnoni muna shan wahala sakamakon abubuwa ƙudurori da ya kawo wanda baya sauraron mutane, kuma baya ji baya gani abin kamar zai halaka mu al'umman arewa da al'umman Najeriya. Misali, abin harajin nan abu ne na ilimi da hikima. Gwamnati ba ta rayuwa sai da kudin shiga. Idan aka tattoshe hanyoyin shigan gwamnati, zaman nan ma ba za mu iya yi ba. Mu kuma arewa mun san mun yi sakaci, mun raja a kan gwamnatin tarayya inda ake rabar haraji. Kuɗi da ake samu na mai baya shigowa ba saboda ana biyan bashi da shi. Idan aka ɗauki aljihu ko shigan haraji wa jihohi irinmu, to za a wahala ninkin ba ninkin. Shi yasa muke buƙatar, dama na so in tashi takanas ta Kano don same ka. Wataƙila kana ɗaya daga cikin wanda kake magana wa shugaban ƙasa ya ji. Ba rashin kunya ba ne, ba izgilanci ba ne, ba raina kama ba ne. Abu ne na shugabanci. Muke gaya wa shugaban ƙasa abubuwan da yake ƙudurawa ba sa aiki, kuma muna buƙatar irin ku. Dama Allah yana hore mana rinku a cikin al'umma, wanda kowa nasa ne, kuma za ku tursasa kowa kamar yadda za ka tursasa ni. Wani abin ma da muke shiru, kai ne linzamin. In ba haka ba, mu a siyasa komai sai mu kudunduma sharma. Amma ganin cewa mu 'ya'yanka ne, ba za mu yi abin kunya ba, wanda mun zo za mu rasa yadda za mu saka mu, saboda kai baka da halaka da irin wannan, kuma kana da kyakkyawan tsammani wa kowa da kowa. Kuma kamar yadda na ce, har yanzu mun yi takunkumi makanmu bisa kyakkyawan tsammanin cewa irin ku za su yi ƙoƙari su gyara. Ba ma nufin cin mutunci da yanke ƙauna, amma jagoranci ne ya samu muke yin abubuwa da muke faɗi, saboda a saurare mu, a gyara kayanka bai zamanto da wannan muraba ba. Dama zan zo tun da kayi magana cikin jama'a, shi yasa nake yi. Kana ɗaya daga cikin wanda za ka ce kauran Bauchi karka sa ka ce komai, wallahi zai yi shiru, amma nauyin yana kanka, saboda kai ne uban kasa, kuma ba wani da ya yi ma wayannan mutane abin da ka musu, abin da ka mini, abin da ka yi abba a Kano da sauran mu iri-iri, kuma duka muna sauraron ka. Muna godiya. Allah ya ƙara maka lafiya, Allah ya ƙara maka tsawon kwana, kuma Allah ya.
So the bottom line is that he was there saying it to his face that you are the promoters of the Muslim ticket. You told our people how great it was going to be for them to go for Muslim tickets. But look at the country today. Look at Tinubu today. And look at the Arewa today. See what, see how things have turned out. And right now, Tinubu is someone who doesn't even listen to anyone. Okay, he believes so much in what is like doing or saying. And then some people like you should have a shot and a chance of talking to him, right? Rather than just speaking, deflecting, like trying to deviate the conversation and all of that stuff. Or, defending his failure, to be precise. So what did the Jingiri do yesterday? Yesterday was Jumat, right? Yeah, they always leave out those useless messages during Jumat service. So Jingiri was talking to his zombies in Hausa, and he was telling them that, yeah, things may be hard, things may be tough, but he has it on a very good authority that Tinubu and Shettima, that they have been having sleepless nights over the situation in that contraption. Security problems, economic problems, hunger problems, and everything facing that contraption right now, that he knows that Tinubu and the Shettima, the two of them, have been having sleepless nights. Sleepless nights for what? You know? And that's the short one that made it to the internet earlier today. I don't want to bore you with other language that a lot of us don't even speak, right? Listen.
Yanzu dan Allah, shugaban ƙasa Ahmad Bola Tinubu da mataimakinsa Kashim Shettima, wahalar da suke yi da kwana ba bacci, talakawa ma na yi. To me yasa za a cusa mutane su zagin shugabanni? In ka zagi shugabanni din aka sa kai ne shugaban, kai ma haka kake so a zazzage ka? Zagin shugabanni ba dabara bace. Ku tambayi Somalia, bana sun kai shekara wajen 35 ba gwamnati. Ba gwamnati. In ka je kasar su kudin su ma ba su da shi. Why ke so ya zama haka?
So briefly, he was telling them that, he's telling his listeners that both Tinubu and Shettima on this issue of Nigeria, they have been having sleepless nights. And they care so much about the Talakawas, the poor people, that the best you can do is to pray for them and pray that Nigeria doesn't turn to Somalia. Because if you go to Somalia, there is no government in Somalia. So don't let anybody push you. Practically say, don't let anybody push you to go against Tinubu and Shettima. Because if you try that, Nigeria can turn to Somalia. And if Nigeria should turn to Somalia, see, there will be no government. Go there is no government. That is how they help use religion to keep the people in check and in control. About sleepless nights for what? Sleepless nights because they are digging a well for oil, or they are building, mountain blocks for an hospital. Or what sleepless nights is Tinubu and Shettima not having? They're having the best time of their lives. Tinubu is flying everywhere, enjoying himself, telling you that I asked for this job. I asked for this job. Let me do the job. Kind of. But the policies, the economic policies of Tinubu continue to send millions of people into the bottom barrel of the poverty ladder in that contraption. Their 2025 budgets, they've taken care of themselves so well, enough that at least if anyone with any kind of modicum of sense, any little brain, right there in that skull, we understand that there is absolute no plan whatsoever to take any of you out of your current economic doldrum, rather to dip you further inside it. Oh, I was reading the report of a budget on the 2025 budget, budget. So it's an organization that is very, very, current, up to date when it comes to the financial, the budget, what do you call it? The budget of Nigeria and its implementation. Okay, they call it appropriation and what have you, budget. And they said in 2022, under Bukwari, the National Assembly inserted 4,631 or thereabout fake projects in the budget, which automatically ferried over 1 trillion naira to the pocket of the National Assembly members. In 2023, that number increased to over 5,000 fake projects, which also ferried over 2.3 trillion naira to the pocket of the criminal lawmakers. In 2024, it never reduced. It got increased to over 7,000 fake projects. When I say fake projects, these are just like projects that are being inserted in different ministries, ministry departments and then agencies. Is, for example, using, let's say, Ministry of Agriculture, right? Building a new mosque, building 3 new mosques in Sokoto. So, waiting concern Ministry of Agriculture and building mosques. Ministry of Foreign Affairs, building new palace and renovating the palaces of the kings in Edo, Ondo, and Ekiti. It's like waiting concern Foreign Affairs with construction of new palaces for kings. So, because they won't construct any palace or anything, they are like fake projects. And what that does, what that kind of like did to your budget, by the way, is that you continue to run a deficit, okay? Because yeah, money is budgeted. They will say, oh, for what do you call it? For 2020, for example, I'm using an example now. For 2022 budgets, there's a total of 18 trillion. But the expected revenue generation in 2022 was put at 12 trillion. So that means there's a deficit of about 6 trillion. So in that deficited budget, about 2 or 3 trillion is going into private pockets on fake projects. If they can be weeded out, that means even if there's going to be any deficits in your budget, it's probably going to be less than 3 trillion. Just using that as an example. In this 2025 budget, the same budget came out and said, Tinubu created these commissions: Southeast Commission, South Commission, Southwest Commission, Northwest Commission, Northeast Commission. And then they allocated money to them. They are like government on their own, that they can go and use their budget money for anything to develop these regions, 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria, except the North Central, which they didn't allocate any money to. Guess how much money is that? That Tinubu is allocating to this is Job for the Boys Commission he created, 2.6 trillion naira is included in this 2025 budget. But the thing is that, for example, South Commission, Development Commission, they have about 776 billion naira as their own budget for 2025. Southwest Development Commission, they have over 460 billion naira as their own budget. Southeast Commission, they have about 380 billion naira as their own budget. Now, you see all this money, they are not for any development. They are for overhead cost, which means money for salaries, money for buying vehicles. No joke. So 2.6 trillion naira for development commissions, but there is nothing to develop. It's not actually money meant for constructing schools, or not for any development. Overhead just to pay salaries for this year, 2025, for this new Job for the Boys commissions that Tinubu created. So, and then the deficit in your 2022 25 budgets. Your deficit, let me see. Your deficit is about 20 trillion naira. The budget itself is, the one proposed though, is about 48 or 49 trillion naira, right? 49 trillion naira proposed budget, and expected revenue, according to them, is 23 trillion. So what does that tell you? That means you have 26 trillion deficits, because inside that budget, they want to spend 15 trillion in servicing debts. 15 trillion to service debt. 18 trillion for recurrent expenditure, which is the money, non-productive money. It's just the money for them to buy cars, build houses for themselves, renovate this, travel abroad, feed themselves, and pay salaries. The Tinubu's coastal road, that is so kind of like the famous coastal road, Lagos to Calabar. There is no one single naira budgeted for it. Now, all of this, the reason why I'm using this example is that what is Tinubu having sleepless nights over? I mean, it must be insomnia. It has nothing to do with whatever you are facing in that contraption. It must be insomnia. And being a bat, they say bat doesn't even sleep at night anyway. So if somebody like a Jingir, which I considered, a religious illiterate, who became relevant, like came to prominence because is one of those Islamic cleric in northern part of Nigeria that are being used by politicians to continue to control the minds of the people. Make them believe that if they pray hard, if they come closer to Allah, if they come closer to Jesus, if they do that, fast and pray, their situation will change. Meanwhile, those who are making decisions that affect their lives only give these miscreants, these bedsheets wearing miscreants, the relevance that they have. Like, go and talk to your people. Tell them to pray for us so that, everything will be fine. But when you look at their actions and their inactions, then you realize that you are done for. Yes, you are. It's just so unfortunate anyway. Like I said, there are those who believe somebody like that. And you even see educated people that actually believe these miscreants using religion, whether an Islamic religion or Christianity religion, just to keep the people down. Keep them so foolish and so stupid and so gullible. Enough for the political class to have it easy peasy, like easy way. Just enjoy yourself. You are so lucky. Nigerian politicians, how lucky are you? So lucky people. Because the people that are supposed to hold you responsible, they are busy right now getting ready for their night vigil. Others are getting ready to go and listen to their chief imam, go and listen to their clerics, who will tell them that whatever they are going through, it is the sign that Allah or God wanted to teach them something. And that Allah and their God, they never stopped teaching people something in that contraption. There was never a time that people have it easier and say, we have pray. We have fasted and fasted and fasted. How come this Allah, this God, hasn't really listened to us? What have we done? Not knowing that you have done nothing wrong, other than you are listening to miscreants who have been using religion to hoodwink you, hold you down. Just like when we discuss about the breakup of Nigeria, and they say, don't let us break it. Say, is Nigeria in your favor? Is it working for you? So why are you afraid if Nigeria break up? If everybody have to go their separate ways, what do you have to lose? What are you gaining right now? Let us be thanking God, because let us not pray for war in Nigeria. You see, if you see the country that are fighting war, people are. It is because you think, as a free, like a voluntary slave that you are, you think there is no war in Nigeria because if your family members are still where they are 5 years ago, Abi, you still have your homes. In that same contraption, Millions of people have lost their homes. They are now living in refugee camps. And they are telling you that Nigeria is not at war, because to you, Nigeria is not at war. But to them, what do you say to them? Those children who ended up in refugee camps, they call the IDP camps, those ones that are being killed, slaughtered in a single year, 600